Okay, we are back with part six of Eight Layers Deep. We're continuing our adventure into the city of Grand Hodic. The away team traveled 152 layers into another dimension, so that's been an interesting discovery for basically the major away team. Mixed up a couple times, but the away team composed of Commander Von Zenner from the Horizon, Lieutenant Commander Sova, Lieutenant Clark, Ensign McJohnson, Ambassador Zarin, and Helmsman Kylus. So that was the away team. And you guys had kind of gone through the city of Grand Hodic to kind of figure out how to deal with the giant, as you can see on Andrew's background, the giant tower. How do we deal with this quantum resonance field? Because that field there, you believe that that is what's pulling the ace layer apart. And that was what the Enduxians had called upon you guys to go to this area, this dimension, and discover how their like physical existence was being absorbed and drained in this dimension. That led to a lot of fun away team silliness between the two groups, searching out the office building and getting word of this Director Shunt, who seems to be the creator and the designer of the quantum resonance fields that you see. That technology was broken down into technology called quantum enhancers. So every run-of-the-mill people walking the city have, as you can tell in the picture, there is a lot of futuristic tech here, but they're a pre-warp society. So it's kind of like they tilted, but didn't go all the way into like space exploration. What you have noticed walking the city, walking there, what you've noticed is the majority of people walking the streets are kind of like buried in these devices that they hold in their hands, and they have various types of things that are displayed. Some are holographic, some are just lights, like a lit up thing on the actual device. And people are like very glued to them and as they walk around the city. And you've seen people when they get close to other people, they put like their phone, their device to another person, and you see like some sort of data exchange. And then based off of whatever's happening there, they then greet each other in different ways. So you're kind of noticing whatever this quantum enhancer technology, how it's being used, it seems like it's deeply integrated into their society. It's not just like happenstance kind of a thing. Like it's just like a nice big tower in the background. So after you guys discovered this Director Shunt and trying to get a hold of him to see if how to deal with the tower, one team went to his physical address at Green Terry skyscraper, following up the clue of young protesters going there to like motivate him to return to the media to speak out about how the quantum resonance field is not he's been saying that the quantum resonance field is not a limitless power source. And once he got out on the news and started to talk about that, they kind of cut him off. And now he hasn't been able to successfully talk to the masses anymore about how problematic this is. So those young protesters were basically going there to motivate him to don't give up. We'll go with you and we'll be like a team to go and pressure the media to keep talking or listen to you. So ambassador, the commander, and the ensign went to there, and Clark, Kylus, and Sova went to the train station to take the train to the city where the science ministry is known to be located in the city of Wodit. They went there to take the train, learned that the train was a 4 hour commute to that city. And in the interim, the doorman at the Green Terry skyscraper offered to give the ambassador a like an Uber, like a taxi type thing. And so he gave the ambassador money. The public vehicle came. They all loaded up, learned that they could take one more person, went to the train station and picked up Sova, and they began their near 2 hour journey to Wodit by public transport with this driver. Kylus and Clark stayed at the train station and discovered a rental hover car place and a lot of haggling, with Clark giving a spacer as a means of saying he was married and fooling the individual, but was guaranteeing him before the next day he would return the vehicle. So Kylus picked out a really fancy looking, sleek, assumedly fast vehicle, and they began their less than 2 hour journey to Wodit as well. And that's where we had left you guys.
So we have 6 momentum.
So the way I look at it is those in the public transport vehicle, if you want to talk to the driver and like get information out of him that of any nature, you can do that, and we can do that while you're driving. For the other team, if you want to get there before 2 hours, then we can have you roll like extended tasks to speed.
I don't mind getting there the same time everybody else does, but Kylus is driving, so
I think we're probably good.
I will take a chance to be who I'm meant to be. I won't let fear keep me from trying. It's time for me to make a change, to start living the life I want. I'm gonna reach for the sky, way up high. I'm never giving up. It's up to me to see who I can be, make dreams reality. I'm never giving up. 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 I'm never giving up.
I like it.
All right. Does the other team have questions for the driver?
I'll ask a couple questions.
Okay.
Am I in the back or where am I?
That's a good question. I would assume somebody from either you, the commander, or the ensign would have gotten in the front seat. So you're probably in the back.
So I would look over and say, "This is our first time heading for the science ministry. Is there any background you can let us know about it, or any current exhibits or things that we should look out for?"
I mean, it's a lot different than Grand Hodic. They do a lot more thinking in that area. They're not as polished and glossy as Grand Hodic here that you see looking out the windows. A lot of Hodic stuff here is run by Ministry of Infrastructure, Ministry of Security. If you're going to science, it's all there. But you never been to Wodit, though? You never got out of Grand Hodic?
Not really.
Well, seems like you're wearing AO3, so that'll withhold the weather. Shouldn't be bad.
Glad to hear.
Yeah, me myself, born and raised in Grand Hodic, but make this journey probably, I don't know, a couple times a week. And he's just sitting there, he's just driving along. The radio station's playing.
What's your favorite invention that's come out recently?
Ooh, that's a good question. There's this thing that they just made a couple weeks ago. You can slide in 3 or 4 different things, and it cooks it all at the same time. It's amazing.
That would save you quite a bit of time, wouldn't it?
Very much. And especially when you're having guests over. It's last minute. Everybody wants to crash at the house. You just get home and shove it all in there, and next thing you know, it looks like you were waiting for that to happen.
So about these protesters, what's the deal there? What's going on?
Those young people out there, I don't know. They've been talking on the news off again and on again about Director Shunt, the whole field. I don't know. I don't take much stock into what he said, that this is all coming to an end pretty soon. Everything seems fine. The science ministry is telling us everything's been under great study and yet to be different. You know, the honored achievers there are telling us everything's A-okay. I think Shunt's just trying to get more prestige than he deserves.
So do you think that the society could live without it if it were ever to be taken away?
Haha, no, that's crazy. I don't know how they're gonna like you on Wodit. You're thinking about that? I don't know. That's crazy. They live and breathe off that thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, we heard some of the people saying that it's not an energy source that could last forever. What do you think?
I go based off of what the science ministry said. They're saying it's fine. So if they're saying it's fine, I think it's fine.
I was back and forth on it. That's why I was wondering your opinion.
I don't know. I try not to get too caught up in it all. Director Shunt is, I think at one time he was a believable person. I think he reached his peak by making the field and these enhances. Everything's looking great. And now all that came to a conclusion and he just wants more attention. And now he's like, well, this thing's going to end. It's all going to come crashing down. And what are you going to find out? 2 weeks later, he's going to be like, look, I made whatever. And now you got to live it. He's just the same old as the rest of them. Any other questions for the driver?
He's useless.
Nothing that I can think of.
All right, fair enough. Going over to the other car, it sounds like you guys are just driving.
Yeah.
Okay. So Andrew's favorite thing, lose momentum.
I was gonna say change the scene.
This is what you guys see properly as you're driving into the one being driven and the other driving into. Now you guys are just like you're probably 10 to 15 minutes apart from each other because like you left and then they had to deal with like the rental thing, which didn't take forever, but some time had passed.
So we're for us.
You're ahead of them by a few minutes.
Yeah.
All right, so here's what you guys see from your drive-in.
Looks like London.
Does look like London.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah. So you guys properly, the first group properly comes into the city here, and it's basically like Grand Hodik, but a lot of the buildings are like closer together. There's way less rooftop gardens. It's all of these like smushed together buildings. And on a lot of buildings, you see things that have like symbols, and then underneath it has like in Hodik writing something, and you can see it over and over again. And as Andrew brought out, there's a very large clock tower. So that is where you guys are. He lands. It is like heavy downpouring. So he lands. He comes into the city. He lands. It's downpouring. He lands on the street, and he says, "All right." He says, "There's the science ministry right there." He like brings the hover car to a stop.
Okay.
And then he like looks through what you gave him, and we'll have who do you want specifically in the front seat? You guys tell me.
Well, since I was leading, I guess, yeah.
Okay, so roll command insight difficulty 2.
Okay, that's 13.
I'll tell you what you're doing. You're seeing him like he's like flipping through the money that you gave him from the door, like the man at the door.
Okay. Yeah.
He's like going through it.
A calculated decision is better than a reckless.
I could let number 2 work.
The symbiont's wisdom.
Yeah, even 3 could work. So whatever one you think you want to go with, either symbiont or truth.
Yeah. Yeah, probably the symbiont. Okay.
So what that does, it takes one of your D20s, makes it a 1. Mm-hmm. It's immediately 2 successes.
Okay.
So you've succeeded.
I didn't have to roll.
Didn't have to roll at all, but now you can roll 1 D20 for momentum.
9.
So we'll just say that for you personally, the symbiont through the history of the symbiont, you have like this realization that perhaps the driver has taken like too much money. Like you can tell by his body language and like what he's doing that like he's probably taking like too much of the money. So we'll say that like the symbiont kind of has like that reasoning, that extra wisdom of just past history of like maybe dealing with people who have been a little, nefarious.
Okay. So I say to him like something like, well, will you be giving us our change now?
And he looks over, and since you used the value, he'll be like, oh, didn't think you realized how much money you gave me, but yeah. And he goes through, you can see him like fiddling with some stuff, and he's like reaching in a bag and he's doing it. And he gives you back like almost like half of it back.
Firework.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You just see him kind of like grumble, right? He just kind of like mumble to himself. You don't really hear what he says.
All right.
So you guys get out of the car? Out of the hover car?
Yeah.
So the second the door to the thing opens, like it is just loud cacophony, like of city, but also of the rain coming down.
Yeah.
It's like really coming down. Okay, so you're pretty much right there. As you get out, it's like a long sidewalk, and there's like steps going up into this like very ornate like architecture building, kind of like what you see in the picture for Wodit.
The Big Ben.
Right. Yeah. What do you guys do?
Do we head in, guys?
So I just beeline it for the front door. Like, I don't even talk to anybody. I just get out of the car and just start speed walking.
So,
It's like we're going in.
yeah. Okay. So you guys all go up the steps, you go in, and it's like there's a couple doors, but you can see that like once you enter the doors, it's like a big open plaza inside,
Yeah.
like plants, like potted plants, and people walking around, and like people behind desks, and people like sitting down in like kind of like waiting areas, maybe like tables and chairs and stuff like that. And there's like a big giant image on the ground that has like maybe what you would describe as an atom kind of a symbol on the ground, and then it has some other like some Hodic language, and then it has some other something on it that you can't really quite decipher what it is just looking at it, but you kind of get the feeling that this is like maybe the symbol for the science ministry, and it's like it's like a part of the floor design.
Okay.
And you're in this just a big open plaza.
Can we take our little translator screen and point it to see what it says?
Sure. That is a engineering reason 1. So anybody who has a universal translator on there with them can point it at it, whoever rolls that best.
Well, I'm 11, so I don't know if it has any better than me, guys.
I got a 12.
I got a 9.
And he is a 16.
Let him roll.
Okay. I will have him roll. So you see the commander pick up his universal translator at your kind of like direction to scan the floor, and he gets 1 failure, 2 failures. So you see him like looking at it, and he like knows that it says something science, but he doesn't really understand what the rest of it says.
I guess I'll roll.
Okay.
3. A 3 and a 13, so 1 success.
Okay. So you scan it. It says Hall of the Honored Achievers, Science Ministry of Wodit. That's what it says all over
Where's the information desk?
it. So there's a couple people at desks, but you also see scattered out on the plaza. There are like little like kiosk like digital terminals.
I'm gonna head right for the terminal
Okay.
and just start typing.
Okay, you tell me what you want to look for, Andrew. You tell me what you're searching for.
I'm gonna look up Shunt, and I'm gonna look up basically the information on the tower that they have available for the public.
Which thing are you going to input first?
I'm gonna look up Shunt.
So you type that in, you see like a page come down of like text comes down, it scrolls, and then all of that text shrinks to just like 4 or 5 like lines. So you'd have to like use your translator to like see what it says.
Okay, so I like to use my translator.
So that is engineering reason, difficulty 1. You left the translator on the horizon so you don't get easy passes.
I got 1 success.
So you hold it up there, and it's literally like Shunt, born in Grand Hodic, like served his time during like this resource war, currently assigned to, and it's like some project name that like doesn't mean is like meaningless to you. That's all it says.
Okay. There's no information about like where his office is or.
Nope.
Okay.
You get the feeling looking at it that this is like a heavily redacted and like truncated information about him.
Okay. So let's look up the tower.
So you punch that up, and this big thing comes up, and you see like the picture of the tower. There's like a big image, and there's like things that are like coming out, like projecting out towards you, and it's like all very fancy, and it's giving you like a 3D like schematic spin of the tower. And there's all of this text and like colors and small builders and like people in construction gear like built, like you can see they're like lifting things like on the monitor. It's like, it seems like it's like the history of the tower.
Yes, not how it actually works.
It could be. I'm just saying when you first open it, that's what you see.
I'll try to translate it. Same thing.
Yep.
Yep, 1 success.
So as you're translating it, the first bits are all like in the year, blah, 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 this is what the founders did. But as you're scrolling in the part where it's talking about the building of the tower, it just says like a scientist. There is no name for Shunt there. You don't see his name. And then as you keep scrolling, there's a very like rudimentary explanation of how it works. You're not like getting the engineer level of information. You're getting what like the public would get about it.
Yes, but it's like clearly this isn't going to help us in the mission. It's just like the most basic of stuff.
It's pretty basic. But you can ask me something. I mean, it's here open looking at.
I would like to look up a map of the building that we're currently in.
Okay, so you poke around and it comes up and it's a projected image of like multiple floors come up.
Hmm. Can I cross-reference with a directory?
Yep. And it basically each floor says like you have like lobby, main, and then you have like research levels, and then
Mhm.
it says like honored achievers science at the top.
Okay. Does it say like specific people?
Not like on the tiers. If you poke the floor, it might show you what the rooms are.
Okay, so I'll start at the top floor and I'll work my way down looking for Shunt or like something having to do with like the research he was specifically working on currently.
So you poke the top thing and it opens up and it shows you like it goes from looking like this. Like if you
Hmm.
were looking at it this way, it flips so you can see like a top-down view of the floor plan.
Hmm.
It shows you like where you assume some sort of like lifts are, like a turbo lift system. Like you can see that, and you can see where stairs are, and you can see like hallways. And there's a big conference room, and then there's a couple. There's a off of the hallway. There are a couple other things that have like short verbiage on them. I'll let that translation thing kind of go, so you can kind of see that this is like a meeting room. The big
Hmm.
area is like a big giant like conference meeting room, and then each of the little rooms off of the hallway have like names, their proper
Okay.
names, like Crim, all these like really short one, like 4, 5, 6 letter names on each of the rooms.
Hmm.
And then there's like connected to where the lift system and the stairs are, there's like a waiting area. There's like a room, there's like chairs and like a seating area.
Okay. But I don't see Shunt down there, right?
You don't see a room that says Shunt on it now.
Okay. So I'll go to the next floor, see if I can find anything with Shunt.
So you go to the next floor, it's like a research floor. You can see that it's like lab one, lab two, lab three. There's hallways, there's offices and things like that. Nothing says Shunt on it.
Okay. So I'll check the bottom floor.
Next, the very bottom
Or,
floor that you're
or
on.
the next floor, sorry.
Next floor is another. It's like almost exactly the same. Another like lab room office type thing. No,
Hmm.
nothing Shunt.
And next floor.
Next floor is basically like multiple offices,
Hmm.
a couple bigger conference rooms, not as big as the top floor, but that's all in there, and you don't see the word Shunt anywhere.
So how many more floors do I got to go through?
It's probably like a 30-story building. So you have like 30 floors.
25 more to go.
Yeah,
And there's no way to search, is there?
you can search.
Oh, can I search? Can I hit search and type in Shunt?
You type that in,
Hmm.
nothing comes up.
I would like to type in the project he's currently working on.
Oh, the project that he's assigned to?
Yeah.
So you poke that up and it says that that's on like lab 4 and it's on like the 27th level.
Okay. So I signal for the ambassador to come over and I show him.
Well, I've been behind your back the whole time.
Oh, so I'll just point this out to you then that if we can't find him walking around or asking somebody, we could always check out his lab.
Right, yeah. So at this moment, he's kind of being outspoken against.
Here's not a, from what the driver has said and what you put together from like the doorman and the protesters,
Yeah.
you can kind of put together pretty easily that Shunt is like a ostracized person from the society.
Yeah, yeah. So it's probably employed.
Right.
Even though this might have been where he did do
Right.
the inventing and everything. So now he's probably on the down low. Now we got to kind of see,
The doorman said he went here.
okay.
So it's not like, you don't feel like you're on a wild goose chase
Okay.
yet. You went to the building where he said, but where in the building he is, you don't know.
Sure. Yeah, that would probably be one place to start where Andrew mentioned Sova.
So do you want to go to that lab floor?
I would say so because I'm just thinking because there's really nowhere else to check unless we go to like some official or something and you'd be like, please tell us this, secret information that you probably don't hand out to the public. So I guess we'll head there.
So you make your way down the plaza, you get in, you see like where the lifts are, where people are like coming and going from the thing. You guys go in, press floor 27, and you start riding up the thing.
Okay.
So you come out, the doors open. It's not as like resplendent than the lobby area where you were. It's not as like well put together. It's very just like office corridor, and you can see that there's labs and stuff. And that's where as you exit on the floor, that's all you see. You see people like walking around. A lot of people like inside offices, like inside rooms that have like glass that you can like see through, like people working in labs and like looking at stuff. But there's a lot of people also inside, like you can see through like office doors. They're just like sitting with these devices and they just have like glows on their faces. Or would you guys like to poke around?
Did the search show what he looks like?
No, you didn't get an image of his appearance. When Sova pulled up his like profile, you didn't get any images of what he looked like.
Are people wearing like name badges or anything like that so we can tell as we walk by?
Some people have like on their coats, they have like symbols like on like their uniforms and stuff, but a lot of people don't have any like huge identifying thing. Roll science insight 1.
I got 6. I got 1.
1. Okay. So you can tell by looking at people, there is a mixture of people who are just like straight up office workers based off of like how they're dressed. But there's a lot more people on this floor that are dressed like what you would consider like a scientist or like a lab worker and things like that are walking around. But nothing like screaming like his name is Joe. Like you don't see any of that kind of stuff.
I would like to examine the room because I've been in labs before, so I can kind of tell by vibes who's kind of in charge.
Okay.
You know, by the way people are reacting and like if everybody hands a specific person all the stuff, that's probably the most likely person in charge.
Okay.
So I would like to examine the room and see who kind of has that vibe.
So that'll be science reason 0. I'll give you that.
I got 2 successes. So
Okay.
I'm going to bank 1. And since we're full again, I'm going to use the other one to be more positive on my
Okay, fair
observation.
enough. So there is in each of the labs that you can see through the glass, there are a couple of people that are like walking the room that occasionally like stop and you can see them discussing things and then they'll like look at machines, they'll put their eyes to the machine, they'll talk, they'll note things down and they kind of walk around. There's in both labs that's happening.
Okay. The other thing I want to do is I want to take a look and see who is like the newbie. Can I tell if anyone's like they're not very confident, like they're dropping things, you know? You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah. Let's do well, I'll let that bit with that momentum. Yeah, you could see that they're in one of the offices. You can see like a really young Hodik is in there, and they're just like on their device, just doing this like every 15 to 30 seconds.
Okay. So I would look at the ambassador and I would say we have two different ways to go. We could seek out those in charge who would most likely have the most information, or we could approach the newer scientist who clearly is not as interested and ask them where Shunt is and get most likely get just a straight answer.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I guess we're looking around, we see someone there kind of scrolling.
Yeah, you want to look at the person scrolling?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
I'll go approach him.
So the 4 of you make your way down to this office door that you can see from like the elevator, and they're just literally like just staring at this device. They sometimes smirk, they sometimes don't do anything, but they're just consistently scrolling on the thing. But they're behind a closed door. You can see them through this like office window on the door.
I reach down, turn the knob, and
The door opens.
Okay.
And as soon as the door opens, the person turns and looks and like puts the device like down on the desk. And they're like, "Hello? Can I help you?"
Yeah, I have something important for Mr. Shunt. Do you know where he is?
I don't think they go here anymore. But I've heard that he sometimes comes to this building. So if you didn't see him in the lobby,
Do you know where else he might be?
if he's not in the lobby, sometimes he's up. I've heard that he's upstairs with the honored achievers waiting. But other than that, I don't know. He doesn't work here.
Right.
Are you gonna get me fired?
No, you're safe with me. Thank you.
Okay.
Before we walk out, we didn't get a good description of him. Could you just tell us basically what he looks like?
You don't know what Director Shunt looks like?
No, we were given instructions to deliver him important documents, but they didn't tell us exactly what he looks like.
Roll command presence.
Yeah, I'm gonna did the reading.
Difficulty 2.
So I'm gonna use 2 momentum. I'm gonna use did the reading, so I get to use science instead.
Okay.
And I'm gonna buy an extra dice. I'm gonna roll 13s. I fortunately rolled a 1, so therefore I got 2.
Okay. So this person just kind of stares at you. He stares at you for a second and he's like, I don't know how you don't know how Director Shunt looks like, but yeah, he's usually wearing like nice science clothes, but probably the most defining thing is he has markings on his head. He has like images that he's branded on his head.
You've been most helpful.
You promise you're not going to say anything?
I promise.
And he just slowly picks up his device again and just goes back to scrolling.
I was about to say, about what? We didn't see anything.
Yeah, you can say that as you close the door behind, like you're the last person and you close the door.
So we have 2 possible ways. So, Ambassador, what do you think we should do? Stay together and check both, or do you think we should split up?
I believe we could all go upstairs first. Kind of like to all be together since we're in this space here.
Okay.
So you guys go back to the lift. As you guys are walking to the lift, you guys now see that picture of Wodit with the skyline view. And Kylus is burning through the sky trying to get to the city.
Burning through the sky.
So you've been following the lanes of traffic the best you can. You've noticed as you guys were driving that there were different types of lanes. One was called Civic Lane, one was called Gold Lane, and one was called Lofty Lane. So which lane would you guys like to have traveled in?
Gold.
I didn't get no lane choice.
And as you were driving, there were these like arches that had like blue lights on them. And like every so many like minutes or so, you would hear like this beeping kind of resonant noise like in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all you know. Nothing happens on your travels to Wodit, but that's just like your experience as you're driving.
Yeah.
So you're now hitting the actual proper like outskirts of the city and you're following lanes of traffic to Science Ministry building. Now,
I'm sorry. In my focuses, I have helm operations as one of them, and in that it is including course plotting. Is there anything that I can use to see whether like why that keeps going off every once in a while, and see if it's something that like could catch up to me later on?
like trying to understand what those glowing blue arch things were.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it technically would be engineering insight. Difficulty probably 2.
Difficulty 2, and I have a 9, and I roll 6 and a 5.
Oh. So like because you're a Klingon, you kind of put together faster than Clark that these like bluing glow arches are probably like garnish some sort of like a toll, basically. It's a toll, but like I'm trying to think how you would put it like in Klingon terms. Like basically it's a thing that you would know is like requiring some sort of like currency of some nature.
Got it. So, Clark, may I make a suggestion to move to a more discreet road? But I'm not sure. What did you say the other one was? Lofty?
Yeah.
Lofty.
So you're in Gold Lane, you've been driving it there. The other one is Civic, and the other one is Lofty.
Does Civic look very like congested?
Yeah.
Yeah. I say we stay in gold and we use our plastic card to pay for any tolls.
Perfect.
Okay. Game on.
The song is literally called Stay in Gold Lane.
That's right.
Stay in Gold Lane.
And that song comes on like as we're driving. Oh, there's no rock song about the gold lane.
No, that's all. That rock channel is all Civic stuff.
Oh yeah, it's lower class.
Exactly.
All right. Gold lane it is. We're going for it.
So you guys you're staying in Gold Lane and driving.
Yep.
Now your options are, well, you know what? I won't do that. Somebody roll engineering reason difficulty 1 to translate the signs.
I'll do it. I'm the passenger.
Yeah, you do that. I'm driving. You roll.
I need a 13.
It's either 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock.
4 and a 9, so 2.
Nice.
Well,
Do you have
engineering is 4. What am I doing?
you're translating signs?
Ooh,
I could give you the design thing. You have a design thing, right?
I have modeling design.
It's not that much of a leap that like you would understand, just like in our thing, like you can understand the difference between like a interstate sign and like a highway sign and kind of things like that. So you see as you're driving, there are lanes that are going down to the street to like land and go on paths where cars are down like physically on the road, or there's lanes that seem to be going off to like upper parts, like you're going to park like on top of buildings.
So even I know that parking on top of a building is probably a little too much for us.
Okay.
That might be a little showy, you know.
So you guys are descending into the city.
Yeah, I want to park out front.
Park out front.
Park out front, Kylos.
All right.
So you're coming down onto the thing. Now, as I mentioned for those guys, the same for you. It is absolutely downpouring.
Yes. Ooh.
Just like hard downpouring. Then the cool thing is like I didn't mention for their vehicle, the physical like windshield that you're looking out of has like these things on the side that are like clearing the water out, like off the
windshield wipers.
like windshield wipers, but they're not quite down like this. They're on like more like on the side. They're like almost like squeegee things, like they're dropping the water down.
Got it.
So you guys land.
Yeah.
It seems like where other cars are parked, and you're seeing people like with these like different varieties of basically umbrellas, like going to and from buildings and crossing the street and going up and down sidewalks. And you see this like multi-step building that you can see from the sign that it says like Science Ministry.
And are there cars parked there, like in and out going, or?
So you're a little far back because you can tell from when you were landing that this like there's an area of like this is where cars land to drop people off, and where you are is like where you park a vehicle.
Okay.
Because look, if you pulled right up in front of those stairs, you could be in some violation of some sort of law.
Space
So
law.
Caleb, do we just ditch the vehicle, or do we go park where we're supposed to park and walk in?
No, we gotta because I gotta return it. At the moment, I'm worried about returning it.
Okay.
We'll see.
I guess if we have to. All right. So yeah, we'll park where the normal parking lot is.
So you park, you get out. As soon as you guys open the door again, it goes from like this muffled, really nice, quiet, like hazy noise to just like a blasting amount of like rainfall coming out. Like it's notably different. Like it's very loud when you open the doors to the city. I take it you guys go right up the stairs?
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to go right into the lobby.
So do either one of you pull the cylindrical out that has the
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the power.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yep.
Yeah.
So you pull that out, who takes it?
I'll hold on to the keys.
Kylos can take it, yeah. He's a driver.
So you go into the building, you enter this lobby, and again, like I described, it's exactly what you see, what they saw. It's like a really ornate, like slab, all these different types of materials and stuff. And it's like seating area, potted plants, the big symbol on the ground. There's desks, there's counters, there's little like kiosk type things that have like digital displays on them.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
On the wall, are there any like pictures of like people, like scientists or?
There are a couple pictures of people all seated together, like very professionally, but most of the pictures in the room are all like, it seems like achievements that their civilization had made. You can see like there's like a man pointing and it's like a hover car is behind him, but it's like a completely different looking hover car. It seems very like rudimentary.
Like historical. So there's no like pictures of like founders or anything like that.
Roll command, insight, difficulty.
Like command
1.
insight. The 12 for me. 15 and an 8.
1 success?
Yeah.
So when you're looking at it, you can see that this picture of all these like people sitting in this thing like that, it says underneath like honored achievers, and then it has like names attached to these individuals. And you can tell looking at it that these people in this picture are like the people. Like you're like looking
the
at
Ministry of Science.
Right.
And Shunt's not on there.
No. That's
basically what I was looking for. I just wanted to see if there was like a picture of like, you know, like an achievement award for Shunt.
Nothing.
Because then I don't know what he looks like yet either.
No.
Does this building have any like evacuation signs, anything like where there would be maintenance tunnels or stairwells, anything like that I
You
can
can see like signs for stairwells, and you can see like public egress signs, but you don't see anything readily that says anything like maintenance or
Okay.
like evacuation center. You can roll engineering insight 1.
Do I have to roll that, or could Caleb roll that for me?
If you tell him what you're trying to do, then he can roll it.
So I'd say, Clark, is there possibly a way we could use some sort of emergency exit area to move through the building a little more stealthy?
Probably. I need 14. I rolled 10 and a 15, so just one.
So the staircase feels like a legitimate path that like you could just take because it doesn't seem well trafficked like the lifts are that you see people coming in and out of. There is a door that's labeled service room.
Can I kind of scan, not like physically scan, but use my eyes? Can I scan the lobby and just see if anybody looks like out of...
Just as you like pan the whole like lobby area, you don't notice anybody who stands out any more than the other person. They all kind of seem like either they're going somewhere, they're talking to somebody. There's nobody like weirdly sticking out like awkwardly somewhere. It just seems like people milling about.
Can I use the focus of evasive action to have some foresight ability to know if that area would be advantageous to take?
Yeah, you could roll security insight 1 and use that focus.
And I got okay, never mind. I got a 20 and a 12. So never mind.
So the complication is that unless you want to spend 2 momentum to not have that complication, the complication is you very badly want to go into the service room and just see what's in there.
Okay.
So if you don't want to press that upon Clark, because that's where you want to go, you have to spend 2 momentum for that not to be a thing.
Well, we have 6.
We have 4.
4? That's a complication within itself. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth 2 momentum, Caleb.
No, I think we should go in the service bay anyway. That seems like a perfect Clark and Kylus thing.
That sounds great.
So are there a lot of people around the service door, Will?
No.
Yeah, no, why would there be?
Nope.
So Kylus, you want to like stay in guard and I'll use my robot hand to pick the lock?
Yep, sounds great.
Nice.
So you roll engineering daring 1, and you, Kylus, roll security insight 2.
It's a 13 for me. Oh, 10 and a delta.
I have 10 and I got an 8 and a 4.
Ooh.
I got 2 successes.
So you, Kylus, when you see, as soon as Clark gets within 3 or 4 steps of the door, you see way on the other side of the lobby this Hodic stand-up who has like body armor on and he has like glasses over his thing, and he starts like coming out from behind this like desk, and he's coming around the desk and like walking towards your direction.
Clark, act natural.
What your roll did, you literally just like started to do something and the door just like immediately opened.
Nice.
You didn't even know. You barely had to do like anything.
Wasn't even locked.
Basically, yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Split decision. Do we just run in?
He's walking towards you, this person.
Yeah, he might be walking in to go into that room. We might want to hold off and see if he could walk through the door and then we can catch it.
So he does see us standing there.
You can see that this individual is walking directly towards you.
I get the fact that he's coming specifically to talk to us.
You don't know that. Kylus, for your successful roll, Kylus, do you feel like that this guy's coming to look at you? He's coming to talk to you too.
Okay.
You don't know that unless Kylus tells you.
Yeah.
So split decision.
Mm-hmm.
Either we run in there and try.
I'm looking at the door. I know that I have the door unlocked.
Right.
So I'm starting to open it. I'm starting to open the door because he hasn't stopped me yet.
All right. At this point, I guess we just bulldoze through and see what we can do. See as fast as we can get.
Do you tell me? Do you tell me, Matt, that there's somebody coming towards us?
I would say quickly, move fast.
All right. Perfect. So we go through the door.
Up.
And then I asked Kylus, did somebody see us?
I'm trying to lock it behind me.
Well, I'm asking you if we've been seen.
Oh yeah. But I'm looking to try to lock the door. But yeah, he's heading right towards us.
So I take my robot hand and I just like crush the handle.
There you go. All right.
Oh man. Give me difficulty 1, engineering control.
Okay. It's a 13 for me. 10, 13. So 2.
Okay, so you get a momentum back. Yes. So you kind of can hear a muffled voice as the door is being shut. Like as Kylus is closing the door, you kind of hear somebody being like, "Oh," you don't know what they're saying, and the door clicks, and then you physically like Superman crush the door handle.
Nice.
And then like a couple beats go by and you feel the door being like jimmied and you can hear louder. You can kind of make out like, hey, but you can't quite hear through the door like any type of noise. Like you don't hear it. So now you're in this room and in this room is like basically like you've seen almost similar like on the Drake and other thing. It is rows and rows and rows of computer servers. Like
Found some air.
and it's all these like all this like blue technology, like all the stuff you've seen in Grand Hodic is like running through these like big giant like units. And then on the other side of the room, there's another door, and then there's also an open like stairwell goes like up into the ceiling.
I would head for the stairwell, probably. Try to get as far away from that area as possible, because that's probably where the guard is gonna, or whoever that was, is gonna send reinforcements or get the door open and start looking around. Plus, I don't know computers. I'm a Klingon.
Yeah, so with my engineering, what can I kind of tell like what any of these computers are for, like as like rudimentary?
You can roll engineering insight 1.
And 14, 18, and then two is under
So you have machine
my
operations, right?
engine. Yeah, I do have machine operations.
So that'll be 2 successes. That's another momentum back. Yeah, you're looking at these things. It is a mixture of like the power banks for the building. Some of it is like computer stuff, like the mainframes for all of the computers like in the building. Some of it is just like you can tell is like security, fire systems, security systems.
Ooh.
Each like hub is like a means to run the building.
Is there anything like on the security? Can I cause like, an alarm somewhere else in the building?
If you go to the security unit, you can start to fuss with it.
Yeah, let me do that.
So you go over there. I'll just let this keep rolling because you got like extra momentum. So on there, you can see that pretty much you have like, as you would expect, like a security system. You can individually set like an entire building alarm off, or you can pick like individual rooms and set off alarms in that room. And it can go from like a security breach kind of a thing, like some sort of internet weird security breach is happening,
Yep.
or like the room is on fire. You can set
Gotcha.
off different types of alerts in the room.
It's hard because if we set an alarm off, that doesn't mean they don't have to still go through our door to get to where they need to go. So it might not deter them and send
Yeah, it
them.
might not help us at all either.
Right.
Yeah, no, forget it. Let's just head up the ladder.
The stairwell.
Yeah.
So you go up the stairwell.
Yep.
It's all like the plumbing for the building.
Gotcha.
You easily, when you get up there, you just notice it's all of like the water for the building.
Nice.
Like access things like, affect different water pressure in the building and stuff like that. Sure.
All right. Let's keep climbing up. Is that what you want to do, Matt? You gonna go up?
I would say so. Yeah.
So once you get past the next one, which is like the next thing is like now it's like an access ladder and it just goes up. It doesn't go like forever up, but it goes up very far.
If it were me, I would take it just because I would want to try to, if the worst case scenario is getting to the roof of the building, then at least we will be able to be away from the security and we'll have like maybe a viewpoint or something safer than just climbing up to a couple levels and then peeking our eyes out and seeing what's going on.
Yeah, I say we climb.
So who goes first up the ladder though, Caleb? Because what if there's a lock and there's only one way up or one way down? So you could unlock it.
Yeah.
Or we could be opening it up to, guns blazing. We don't know. I would say probably you because
Yeah, I would prefer you to cover us from behind.
So both of you roll on fitness, difficulty 2.
I have 16 on that one.
Yeah.
I got a 9 and a 15.
I have 11. 18 and a 3. So 1 good.
So you guys begin, but you were not mentally and physically prepared to climb a ladder.
Yeah.
Kylus is like super ready.
40 stories.
Right. Right. But Kylus is super, he loves it.
Everything okay up there, Clark?
So when I come back to you, we'll do something. Okay. So now this team gets off the lift on the top floor. So come out and there's like a big waiting area and there's a couple people milling about, but like it's very quiet up here. It's mostly, and there's like 2 or 3 people sitting in this waiting area.
And we don't see Shunt, right?
You can roll command insight 1.
Eric, how is your command insight?
13.
I have a 12.
So it is
11.
Yeah, so it is 12 for Von Zenner.
So it looks like it's the ambassador.
Okay. Oh, 3 and a 4. Yeah. 2 successes.
So there is a gentleman sitting down in the row of chairs who has like markings on his head.
There's our guy.
Most likely. Unless he's gonna pull a like, oh no, this is his brother.
No, Andrew, would I do that?
Maybe.
Do we all walk over or one or two?
Well, I think
We
this
don't
is
want to scare him away.
I think this is a good job for the ambassador because he would know how to speak to someone in an official capacity.
Oh, yeah.
So you just walk over to him?
Yeah, I was going to walk over here.
Okay, so what do the other three of you do?
Is there
Well,
anything
the other two I
to
just
look
did.
at, like on the walls or anything like that?
There's a couple small like paintings and things of that nature, but it's very sparse up here. It's very.
And there's not like a terminal.
There is a terminal up here. Yep.
So I'll go on the terminal and start looking things up just so it's not obvious I'm with him.
Okay.
I would be standing off to the side nearby, so if I need to step in, I'm able to.
And the commander follows you generally, the ambassador, but then he takes like a seat, like a couple rows behind where you keep walking and he sits here,
Right.
and then you keep walking.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's
I approach.
when as you approach this individual, this is what you see sitting in the chair.
My precious.
So that is what you see, and he's just like looking at this pad, and he's
Yeah. Intensely.
yeah, very intense. He's not looking at you at all.
Right. Okay. So I kind of get his attention. Yeah.
He just kind of like looks up.
Hello. Are you Mr. Shunt?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
Well, me and my team have been looking for you.
Are you from the security ministry finally? Here to take me in?
No.
Oh,
We're
okay.
more just looking for some information.
Uh-huh. What kind of information are you looking for?
Well, we're interested in learning more about the new power source that's powering the city. Seems to be a lot of controversy about it, and we're very interested in how it works. How long it's been in use. Yeah, all that.
He just looks at you. Wow, So he looks at you and he's just like, "Where are you from? How
Well-
don't you know about the quantum resonance field?"
Well, we've come down from Grand Wodit, and well, let's just say that we're quite a ways from out of town, and it's imperative that we talk to someone who is in control or has the power of, making a decision on how this is run and whether it can be run or turned off. Would that be you?
Well, you're clearly not offies, so if you're waiting to talk to somebody, join the club. You want to turn it off?
Well, there is something that is going on that is affecting people, and they're being affected in a very negative way. And it's very important that we get this information to the people that are in charge of this to let them know that it's a very critical nature that something be done or changed.
You've read some of my work on trying to turn off the quantum resonance field? That's what you're talking about?
Well, we've heard much about you and that you have been the one leading in that direction. Yes.
You have to understand, I'm really surprised that you're interested in turning this thing off. Nobody cares about turning it off. It's taking me aback here for a minute. I'm trying to get into the security ministry's deputy so that I can meet with them and express the problems that I feel are coming from running this resonance field longer. But I'm very surprised that you folks are here because I can tell that the man sitting behind you is with you.
Yeah. And then how about if I signal Sova and it's like I signal to come on over and meet you as well and introduce themselves, if that's okay with you, sir.
Sure. If it was any other situation, I may think that I was going to be permanently taken care of.
Nope, nothing like that. We are in dire need of also speaking to someone who has that capability of the control of this machine.
Well, they took my access away from it, as I'm sure you're aware. So I don't have access to turn it off in any way. The science ministry here has full control of it. I was hoping to meet with the security ministry here, deputy who's in this building, but I've been here for hours. Just sitting here. Nobody has seen me. Maybe they'll hear all of us. You're from like some other part of Sertle or something? You're not from Grand Hodic.
No, we are not.
You don't have anything to do with. He names like a social media
Right, yeah.
like name. You're not with those people?
No.
Well, do you have any way to show me that you are more interested in fixing it than just talking about it? Do you have any alternative to the residence field?
Well, that's what we've been trying to look into as well, because obviously this is an important innovation for your people here, which we have learned about the resource wars and how this has been such a positive thing for your current power source. But what's happening, where this power is being drawn from, that's where the negative effect is happening. We can talk about that later, but that's really what we are here to stop that, because many people are dying.
So you've been able to put together two, that the energy from the eighth layer is not limitless. But with that, you're also saying it's killing people on Hodic?
I would walk up behind you, Ambassador, and say, for more details, we really need a less public location.
This is a very important private matter, and not a lot of people would believe me what I'm about to tell you if we're going to tell you something.
Okay. I don't really want to lose my spot here if they're going to come out and talk to me, and I appreciate what you're saying, but you kind of have to give me something to make me kind of walk away from waiting on the deputy here. Like, how do you plan on making the energy not be limited? Like, what's your fix? How do I know you're actually going to help Hodic here and not just beat me up in the hallway or something?
Well, we're certainly not here for that. We want to come to a solution that benefits both, but in the end, we really need to look for either another type of source. But the important thing is that power needs to be stopped from being pulled from the eighth layer.
I would step away from the conversation and give Clark a call, because he would be a much better person to explain engineering stuff.
So we cut back to you guys. You guys still have tens of feet still to go. You can mark down, Clark, that you've taken 2 stress.
That's life.
And as you're going, you're tired. You are like actively tired from climbing the thing. Kylus is not. He's not having a problem with it whatsoever.
I forgot I failed that too.
Yeah.
Good time.
So 2 stress. You're sweaty. It's uncomfortable. You're not enjoying it. In your pocket, your communicator goes off.
Oh man. So I'm like super annoyed.
You are not happy to be in this thing because you're wearing like business clothes. You're not wearing like, boots.
Full prosthetics.
Full prosthetics.
Oh,
you have like business shoes on. You don't have nice boots on. In every rung, if you have your normal hand, so like that hand is getting sore from pulling on the rungs.
Sounds great.
To increase it, because Kyle has succeeded, he is like,
he loves it.
He's right up.
I'm annoyed with you.
You're right up your
going
butt.
that slow.
So yeah, so you hear like the little thing going off in your pants, like, or in your business coat.
Yeah, let me try to answer.
So you hang with probably your robotic arm.
Yes, absolutely.
So you, Kylus, hear like the Drake communicator going off in above you on Clark's thing, and you're also like in business clothes and in business, like you are also dressed very similar to him. You have even more prosthetics on, but you are, for whatever reason, perhaps because you just love calisthenics.
This is the first excitement he's had.
You just love climbing this ladder.
Got to get some of those muscles working. I'm annoyed that he's answering this phone and not just climbing.
Oh, nice. So you reach in, you pull out, and it clicks. You click it open, and now you two can.
Mm-hmm. This is Clark. This
You
better
have
be
to
good.
answer this now.
We found Shunt. Where are you?
I'm climbing the tower. Where are you?
At the top of the tower.
Oh, great. Yeah, we got what, like 10 more floors?
You probably have like 15 plus floors.
Great.
Probably hours with the way he's climbing.
I'm picturing this scene where like he's upset. I'm just like, just go around me, and he's got to like climb over me.
Oh, that would be funny.
You want to like
Yeah.
bisect the ladder?
Can we even?
No,
Like
I want
on one side and he's like
No, I
this?
really would like Kylus to go in front of me because if it's a security issue up there, like he should be up there.
It's not big enough, is it?
It's like a square like cylinder kind of thing, like a vertical like shaft. So like if he like swung his like right side of his body or his left side of his body up against the wall where like the rungs are, you could squeeze past him on the other side of the rungs. And there are like every so often there are like platforms. It's not just like a vertical death ladder. Like if you lost grip, you're gonna drop like 20 stories. Like there are like platforms where you can do like maintenance things, but for the most part, it's just like ladder, 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 platform, ladder, 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 platform, ladder, 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 platform.
All right, so let's decide that the next platform that Kylus will go in front of.
Okay.
So what do you tell at the incident thing? Like you'll be there?
Yeah, we'll be there. Is there like a security issue? Why are you calling me?
Because we found Shunt, we need someone with better engineering expertise to talk to him because we're asking him to shut down the energy source, but he's asking, is there an alternative to switch to?
And Stove was being very unhelpful as always. Yeah, we'll be there when we're there, and I hang up on him.
And it doesn't bother me.
So you guys go to the next platform, and what do you do, Kylus?
I say, all right, you're killing me. I need to just climb. So I'm gonna take over. I'm gonna get in front of you, and I go for the bars and start climbing.
So do both of you roll again. Con, fitness. You'll be difficulty 1, Kylus. You'll be difficulty 3.
So a 6 and a 16, and it is 16 mine is. So is that count? Is that 2 successes or 1?
So it's two
It's two
successes.
successes.
Oh, it is. Okay.
So that's a momentum back, so everybody can remember that when Andrew comes back.
I'm gonna take a brief second to like center myself on this next platform
Okay.
because I just want to like compose myself, take like
Okay.
take a breather
Okay.
because I'm really annoyed right now at
Okay,
this point. But I want to
gotcha.
use the value of keep composure at all costs to like ground myself to like remind myself to just
No,
relax.
No, that's totally. Hold on.
So that way I can get a better like roll after, so I can climb behind Kalis pretty good.
So if you stand here on this platform for like 3 to 5 minutes,
Yeah.
you can get rid of your stress, and then it'll go down to difficulty 2. But I'll say, because Kylus is likely impatient, he's not going to wait.
I don't expect him to. I want him to breach the top if they need help.
I'll keep going. That would be what I would do.
Okay. So he keeps going, and you stay here for 3 to 5 minutes. Catch your breath.
Yeah, I just kind of like ground myself mentally, and then also I just keep like wrenching down my
Okay.
tightening up my loose bolts.
So we cut back to you guys up there, and you come back over McJohnson to like them all standing there. And Shunt is just basically like, listen, it's not like I don't trust you. I'm just looking for proof that you're gonna like you're gonna help me. You're gonna help like this situation.
What can we do to prove it?
I think that we can tap into one of the other layers and just start pulling it from there. I don't know why the 8th layer is not limitless. I don't understand why. So maybe we could access the 7th or 9th layer.
The problem is you'll run into the same issue just like the 8th layer. You have a planet, there's only so much to this planet. If you start taking away from it, eventually you run out.
Would Von Zenner, would he have more information that would be?
So you turn to Von Zenner and like indicate for him to talk about the 8th layer?
Yeah.
Okay, so he walks over and he just says like, how familiar are you with extraterrestrial life? He's very like straightforward with the question. And Shunt kind of just looks at him and he's like, what do you even mean by that? Like, you're talking about life outside off of Certle? That's what you're saying? You're talking about that? And the commander is like, starts to describe to him that basically, like, the issue with the Enduxians in the 8th layer. He starts to, like, start to go over what you 3 would start to feel like he's starting to, like, breach Prime Directive things. Because he's just, like, just straight on talking to him about information that Shunt should not know.
And if I feel that he's overstepping, I would walk up and I would put my hand on his shoulder and say, keep in mind, we can only give certain information.
And the commander just says to you, "We're here. They're killing the Enduxians. This needs to stop." He obviously knows how to turn it off. Like he needs to understand what's going on.
The problem is I don't think he will turn it off until he has some type of alternative, like a power cell.
I mean, he could probably show us something on the tower where we could just like go and just sabotage it and turn it off. Just disconnect it. I mean, what are these people using it for? They're mindlessly looking at these devices.
From what I understand, they fought wars over this stupid information.
I agree, but
And if we just sabotage it and turn it off, it's going to start again, which is why he's asking if there's an alternative that we can use.
I mean, Hodic, aliens going to war over resources or aliens like being completely destroyed to the point of they don't exist anymore.
And if we can stop both, it's a bonus.
So you can see like Shunt is like super confused.
Mhm.
He is like very alarmed now, basically.
Do I get the impression from like the ambassador that they want basically to show him proof that aliens exist?
So roll command insight 1.
We got one success.
So you see on Director Shunt's face, like his body language is a mixture of like very curious as to what you're talking about and also like just being like really horribly confused. Like he doesn't seem like he's really interested to learn about alien life. He kind of just doesn't understand what you're even talking about. You kind of get this feeling that he's like on the edge of making a decision. You can kind of feel like he's trying to understand what you're saying, or at least what the commander said to him.
I basically whispered to the ambassador, if we want to go more in depth, we might have to go to a private area, either proving that there's aliens or talking about alternate sources. This isn't something that should be known by general public.
I would hear that and make the suggestion maybe we can like just step out over here where you're still close, you can still go back, but just hear us out.
I don't really understand what this guy was talking about. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll stand over here, but like if they come out looking for me, I'm just gonna go talk to them. You are a very strange bunch of people. I do not understand how you don't know certain things, but know a lot of things and know really strange things. You must be from some city on like the other side of the world or something.
A little farther.
He kind of like he has like a pad in his hand and he gets up and he kind of just like slowly walks where you guys like entered the floor. Because there's not much to go. It's pretty much like it's this big waiting area and it's like a hallway with all these doors on it. So he goes to like the only other place where like people aren't standing or walking around.
So let me ask, Mr. Shunt, if this was turned off, would this be a major blow to your people as far as survival?
My limited research on the survival of our people, I think we would survive it. I do think we would get through it, but I do know that they would eventually return to fighting over the resources that the quantum enhancers make very readily available. That means that they would go back to building the factories that would put pollution back on the planet, and that the things that we all just came out of would return. I mean, it's only been 3 years, and look how much everybody's taken to it.
Right. Side point, do we have any technical engineering knowledge to give them that they could use that would be like clean energy that we have come up with that would help?
Well, I can have Silva roll if you're standing there. I can have Silva roll science reason 2.
I got two successes.
So the really quick thing that comes to your mind is like their society could function off of like this type of life could continue, but it would run off of energy cells that need to be put in, burned out, replaced, and put back in. But that would also cause some manufacturing of the cells and some like resource gathering for the materials inside of it. But largely, it wouldn't be a complete collapse of the new society. It would just be maybe like 20 to 30% of the people that live this way would have to live a different way in order to maintain these type of energy cells. So that's what you just know from just like what science like based off of your study of what you've seen, the resonance field, the quantum enhancers you've seen on the devices, like how their technology generally works. that like on an anthropological viewpoint, that's a solution that you can come up quickly that would take away the problem of the eighth layer and not completely like decimate their new way of life.
Okay. So I would just tell the ambassador that. I don't think I would announce it because I don't know. So I basically just whisper to the ambassador, like, the only thing I can think of is power cells. There would be downsides to it, but they could still continue to live this way.
So then I tell Shunt, we may have some alternatives for you, some ideas, but it's really imperative that this eighth layer needs to be unplugged.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't feel like we should keep living like this, but you're indicating that something's happening on the eighth layer? Is that what you're indicating? How do you know about the eighth layer? Not many people know about that.
He's basically he believes in like quantum like layers of his
So I could say in the conversation to you as a player, because obviously Clark knows nothing about this.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Through conversation from like what the ambassador was talking to him about and what the commander like abruptly was explaining to him, you basically get the feeling that he's very well aware that there are different layers of dimension. He understands that like
That's the word I was looking for, yeah.
like there are different pie cuts, but how he sees it is just like
empty.
like a mining rig.
Yeah.
He just sees it as like you just go, you tap into that, and you just.
Well, then, so the leap for him to believe that there's like other things that live on other layers isn't that far of a stretch for a
possible.
scientist.
It's possible. You don't really know. He didn't like scream and run away, but he also didn't really like. He was confused by what you were saying because like the translation of Hodic language of the word Enduxian, it's like what is that? You just said a word that doesn't mean anything to him. So at this point, we'll say because Kylos is fast. Right. He loves it. He loves it. So you get up to this like final level, final like platform, and above you is like a hatch, and then there's like another panel, kind of like door, access door, but it's like what you would consider like on a Klingon ship, like an access tube, like a Jeffries tube, but like on a Klingon ship, it'd be called like a maintenance tunnel. It's like on this platform. So you have like a thing up and a thing like straight ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go for the hatch.
So you go up and you crank like the hatch, and there's like these clips on the side. Do you fully like push the clips away to like open the hatch?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just like enter the next area and look around. If it's unlocked, that is, I would just like kind of take a look around before I climb out of it. But
Yeah.
pop it open and take a look and see what's going on.
So the second you crack the clips and start to push it open, water starts immediately like entering the shaft.
Very quickly close it, and I will head the other way. Wait, I'll lock it first.
Okay. I'll tell you that you get like you can feel like a blast of like air.
With air and water.
It smells like it's like you got a smell of like the outside.
Okay.
So just so you know, okay, you close it and you open the other door and you can see as you look in, it's like a lit up double column vertical shaft that has like a square unit inside of it that's like big. It's like the size of this table. And there's like cables attached to it and like going down the sides of the shaft.
Okay. So to me, that from what you're explaining to me, that it kind of looks like maybe it might be the elevator shaft, or
it does look like it might be an elevator shaft.
Okay. So I guess you said there was when I opened up the top, water came through, but it did seem like it was not just a constant flow of water.
Yeah, it wasn't like somebody was dumping gallons of water,
Gotcha.
just like active like droplets and like.
Okay.
It's an air and water.
So
Right.
I'll take on the water blast to get it open that up and see what's going on up there.
So you open it, and again, so now Clark, you're climbing, and now you've gotten like drips of liquid on you.
Mm-hmm.
And now when you open it again, more is coming, and you clearly can tell as you fully open it that like you're on the roof
Right. Okay.
of the building.
Keep it together.
And like the rain is like coming down the.
All right. So there's obviously nobody on the roof?
When you look out, you can see like there are like lights and a couple things. You can see that there's a couple like spots where hover cars could go, but like there's nobody like actively walking around up here that you see.
Nothing I can hear or anything like that.
No, I mean the rain is very loud.
Is
And
there
you are
any
now
other-
getting super
Oh.
rained out.
Okay. Can I see any doorways that would enter the building from another way?
You'd have to get out onto the roof to like fully scan because you can only see like so far.
Okay, so I'm gonna investigate, but I'm gonna try and close the hatch door, like leaving, is there something around I can leave as a wedge? Because I would probably want to close that no matter, even if I was going onto the top.
If you took one of the clips that were sealing the hatch and you like bent it up, you could like have that rest and keep the hatch open.
All right, so I keep the hatch open a crack because I don't want it to lock on me either.
Okay.
I'm not really worried about the water that is going on Clark right now, but I want to make sure that it's not locked when I go back to climb down it if I have to. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
investigate what's up on the roof because
Yes.
I don't really know what's going on with the rest of the crew.
No.
So I'm just gonna investigate what's up there.
Yeah. So you go and you can roll engineering insight 1.
9.
Klingons don't have to fix anything.
And I gotta.
They get smashed.
Smash it.
You got stuck on the not flat one, so. Okay, 16 and an 8, so 1 success.
So you can see up here, yeah, there is like behind the hatch and like back over, like from where the hatch is, there's like a door, like a domed part of the roof comes up, and there's like a door that looks like maybe it goes into a stairwell or some sort of like interior part. You can't quite tell from the outside because like the rain is coming down really hard. So it's kind of hard to like see through everything, but it does look like something you could access to get like back inside the building.
Is there a window on the door or anything like that?
Yeah, it's like a fully glassed wall door.
Oh, okay. Definitely check it out.
So you get a lot closer to it and you look in and it's clearly like it's like an opening kind of like foyer kind of a thing, and there's immediately like a stairwell that you can see through the glass.
There's no movement, no people.
There's nobody in there. No.
Okay. I guess is the door locked?
Nope. No, you try the door and it immediately opens.
Okay, so I'm gonna step in and investigate because I would wait for Clark if the door was locked or if I cared, but I'm just kind of on a mission, so I'm just gonna go in and investigate.
So you wait like a couple minutes. You don't see him come to the hatch. So you just go in and go down the stairs.
Carefully, yeah.
So you start down the stairs and it's the same thing when you round the thing. It's another like foyer and another like glass wall with a door. And you can see your other away team members are like out on this floor over by like the lift, like the elevator lift doors. And they're talking to somebody.
Okay, so can I get close enough to listen to them without them seeing me?
You would have to open the door to fully hear what's happening in the room.
Okay,
Because you can see them talking, like gesturing, but you don't hear anything.
but if I get up to the door, I can see them, but they can't see me, or can
They
they
can see you if they turn around.
Ah, okay. The whole wall's glass, so it's kind
Right.
of yeah,
You would either have to go down the stairs or back up the stairs
right.
to get like out of view.
All right, so in that situation, I'd probably go check on Clark and see if I can at least yell down to him and say I found them.
Okay.
Hurry
So
up.
you work your way back up to the thing. And now at this point, we'll say you, Clark, have gotten up to that platform and you have like active, you can tell at this point it's raining on you through the gap. But there's also this open door that like looks into like this vertical shaft thing that has like this big, like kind of square unit in it that has like cables going to it. And you know that Kylus like went through the hatch.
Okay.
And so as you're kind of like deciding which way you want to go, Kylus comes back to you see the hand come and he pulls like the hatch open. And now you guys are like looking at each other.
And I'd say, Clark, I see that our crew members.
Thank God for that.
So you're gonna hop out with him and go on the roof?
Yeah.
All right.
So you guys go back, you get wet, you can run to the door, you go down to the staircase, you go down, and there you back are with the doors with the glass, and you can see the other members of the away team standing there.
Excellent.
You exit the stairwell and talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you exit the stairwell, and now everybody can talk. Everybody's all on the same floor. So I'll just say the commander and the three of you hear like the door open, and you can hear like the squeaking wet soft shoe like on the floor, like right, like walking towards you guys. Does anybody turn to see the noise?
I would.
So you, Ensign, you turn and you see Kylus and Clark like walking towards you. And they are like, they're not dripping wet, but they are like very, very wet.
Look what the cat dragged in. Do I want to know what happened?
No. I'm glad that you found Shunt. Is he shutting the tower off or no?
He's asking if there's an alternative to the power source, because if he shuts off the power with no alternative, he's worried that the world is going to fall apart again.
I would just mention they could use some sort of disposal power cell, but
So he tells you that.
Yeah.
I won't make you roll for it because it's like you've already been toying around this idea earlier. But you know that what he says is possible. You might be able to make it a little bit more efficient with some stuff, like some knowledge that you have.
Yeah.
But even that, you're still probably talking at least 20 to 25% of the civilization as you know it would decline in some manner. So I'll just say you guys basically explained to him this disposable, more efficient power cell idea. He's totally for it because he knows that if you don't give any alternative,
Yeah.
the city is just going to collapse.
Well, and here's the thing, like I can draw him a blueprint. So I'll draw him like a quick sketch to like explain like how it works so he knows.
So he like hands you his pad and you can just like his pad is like very responsive to that kind of stuff. So you very like you can like on his pad make a physical like 3D representation of what you're talking about because his pad is like very
Yeah. So at least now he's seen it and he knows that we're not just blowing smoke.
right. So
I'm gonna just tell him like this is what we can offer you like as of now with your current technology.
it's better than nothing. I mean, right now there's nothing and they don't believe me. I can at least present this to them and we can make some inroads there. But you're telling me this needs to get turned off right now because something is going on the eighth layer
Yeah.
that you know about.
How much do you know about the eighth layer?
I know that it's a layer of some sort of dimensional reality, but I know very little about it. I could tell that there was a lot of energy in there. Of all of the layers, that one had the most energy.
What are your thoughts on other beings being able to reside in layers?
Oh,
Is that a stretch for you to
you mean like like us Hodic like traveling to that layer?
No, like, well, yeah, I mean, you potentially could live there, but also, do you believe that there are other life on other layers residing like you?
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a stretch that some sort of like bacteria or protozoa would live somewhere.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a stretch to believe that there would be a sentient version of bacteria or protozoa.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't.
But and how would your government feel about using the very energy that would be keeping them alive? Do they not care about?
You're saying if like these like microorganisms were living on that layer and we were killing these microorganisms, that how would my people feel about the destruction of those
Yeah.
things?
If the energy you were using to sustain your society was also draining their energy of their life force, how would your government feel about that?
I think we would take it under great study. We would really think about it. I don't think we would just ignore it, but I think the only way that they would listen to it is if I gave them this idea that you're talking about. It'll be a hard swing to get them to agree that some of our civilization should take a decline, but
Yeah. The issue that we're facing is that for every hour that we discuss it, hundreds are dying. And that's the issue.
I never really gave much thought to the fact that there could be microorganisms being destroyed. Is that how you know about them? Have you studied the eighth layer?
We have had communication.
You've spoken to somebody who has research about the eighth layer.
We've spoken to the beings residing on the eighth layer. It may be a hard pill for you to swallow, but in our dimension, the layers, there are beings like us that live on those layers.
He kind of just looks at you like, sure.
Your quantum dimensions and your planet have life forms.
So you're saying there's other Hodic walking around on these other layers of reality.
Yes. On one layer where you're gaining power from, there could be more. I don't know. But theoretically, scientifically, what's to say that?
How did these Hodic get there?
How did you get here? How did I get here?
We're still debating that.
Well, now you can debate how other Hodak people got on other layers.
You see him, he is like rubbing the top of his head. Like you're actively like kind of blowing his mind. You're getting the feeling from him like he's not backing down from the conversation.
Yeah.
He's inquisitive about what you're trying to like present, but he's
But that's why we came to you, because you're the only one that would understand, that we trusted, that would understand what we had to say. Nobody else would take us seriously.
write down what you said on this pad. Just write everything you just said down. Write it down on this pad.
I'd like to show him on my thing. Like I write down like he asked.
Yeah.
But then
So as you hand him the pad and you're deciding, he is actively saying like he points at you, the ambassador, and you and Sova. He wants the three of you to come with him, and he's going to go right to like down the hallway to like the main office to like talk to somebody. That's what he's saying as he gets the pad back from you.
Okay.
yeah. So he's not waiting for security.
No, he's now immediately going down the hallway to like talk to
Yeah, let's do it.
the science ministry.
Let's go with him.
people. The ones who don't go, you see the three of them and Shunt walk down the hallway, and they go. He takes you guys down to a door, and he just starts like banging on this door.
Wouldn't we want to like follow them, even though I would,
look over at Kylus and I'm like,
yeah, I would just probably follow the group.
Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah, Clark would give him a look too, like like the.
Okay. So yeah, so you, Kylus, do you kind of go down the hallway a little bit, but not fully, or like you just go all the way down?
I'm just gonna start following them. Like basically, I wasn't part of the circle of the conversation, but when they started moving, I started moving because I don't know where he's bringing them. I don't know if he's bringing them to a, like my Klingon Spidey sense perked up, and I was like, I better check this out.
So when you start to walk, the commander follows with you. So now it's up to you, Ensign, if you follow the two of them.
If the commander gets up and starts walking, I would walk up right behind the commander and kind of be with him.
Okay, so now you guys are following behind this other group, and Shunt is banging the door. And then after a couple minutes go by of him just repeatedly banging on the door opens, and an older looking Hodik comes to the thing, and he has like very like I mean, like gold trim, lavish clothes,
Yeah.
like very pristine clothes. And he's like, yes, Director Shunt. He's very bored. He's like very exasperated
Not
with him.
interested.
Not interested. He's like, I thought you'd give up by hour 4. What? He just looks at him, what? So basically, to not make that all play out, Shunt and him go back and forth about what you guys have talked to him about. And he shows this guy the power cell design, what you had written down to like explaining these things. You see that guy, this gentleman that he's talking to, is genuinely interested in what he's presenting to him.
Yeah.
He's not as like dismissive of him. You basically get the feeling between him and what you guys are saying that they could see themselves doing this.
Yeah, but it needs to be immediate.
So he comes out, that guy comes out, he sees everybody, he sees all of you, the other group down the hallway that are all weirdly staring at him, and he goes down to across the hall to another door. He knocks on it, and that door opens, and a very similar looking person comes to that door, and he explains to that individual the same thing. And the next thing you know, there's like a little like chime kind of a noise in the hallway, and within a minute, all the doors open up, and all similarly dressed people come out. They all look different, like their faces are all different and everything, and they all look, but they're very like very very decked out.
Those are the ministers of science.
Those are the honored achievers on the image.
Yeah.
And what you put together, that these might be like literally like the leaders of the planet.
Yeah. Are we all in a room?
You're like in a hallway, and they're coming out into the hallway, and they're walking farther down the hallway to another door.
Okay.
All of those people, but not Shunt isn't going there. He's staying in the hallway with you guys.
I want to go with them.
So you start to follow them.
Mm-hmm.
As you're walking with them, they all just kind of look at you, and they're like, what they just say, like, what are you doing?
I say that I understand that you're all the leaders, but I would like the 8th layer to speak for itself. Whatever you decide, I would like the 8th layer to be able to voice its own concerns, not just mine.
And they're all like hushly talking to each other, and you kind of get this feeling that like they don't know how to like interpret what you're saying, but they're like, if you have a means of exploring the 8th layer for us to understand, like, okay.
Yes.
Like if you have like a live feed to the 8th layer, like, sure.
I do, but we should probably go to a room.
Well, we're going into the main chambers.
That's why I was following you.
No one but the honored achievers going into the main chamber.
Well, I understand that, but the way that I have you to communicate with the 8th, I don't want it out here in view of everyone.
What is your name? So you just give them like a name that you heard on the street.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. And they're all like, okay. And they're like, well, we'll let you in, and you can access our means, but this is really unorthodox.
I understand that, but these are unorthodox times and serious times. I won't take long of your time, I promise. The fate of your world and the eighth resides in your decision.
Interesting. So they open the door and they let you go in, and it's basically just like,
I herald the eighth.
yeah. So it's basically just like a big a
Big circle table.
yeah, but it's like two bananas looking at each like curved at each like away from each other, and they direct you to like this terminal that's over by like right when you first come in.
So I ignore the terminal. Is there in between of the two bananas on the table?
In the middle, there's like a display that like shows like anything that they want to look at.
So
Hologram kind of a thing.
Right.
I'll reach into my pocket and I'll pull out my communicator
Mhm.
so they can tell that it's, first of all, it's not their technology.
And they're all like pointing
can
at
see it,
and
yeah.
they're all like talking to each other.
And I'll open it. I want to reach out to Ah-Chun and have him like talk to them.
Okay. So when you access that, you can talk directly to him, but like Jahan at the terminal can also hear you talking to him.
That's fine. So I'll just talk into it and I'll just say like Ah-Chun, I'm talking to the leaders of layer 152, and I would like you to plead your case for your life that you've beckoned us to help you resolve this issue.
So basically what will play out is that when that voice comes out, they all like they gasp and they're all just like super weirded out by like this thing, but they're like actively listening to what Ah-Chun is saying. He basically explains to them like he just tells them everything because his people are dying, his whole reality is being destroyed. He doesn't care. He doesn't have a prime directive.
That's why I want him to plead his case instead of us pleading it for him. It's more powerful.
So you just see them all just be like, it is dead quiet in the room. Nobody is saying anything. After Ah-Chun concludes, they're just like, we never even considered the possibility that there would be sentient life on these other dimensions. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
I don't even understand. Like, they're just like, they're so confused by the concept that like other beings that aren't Hodic exist on another realm.
And so I just say, like, gentlemen, I appreciate your time in dealing with this matter, and I leave the decision solely on you.
And so basically, Ah-Chun explains to them that like they're just all being destroyed. Like it's not just like you're killing people, like their physical reality is being like ripped apart. And you just see them all just go over. They're sitting at the thing and they're all talking, and they pull up like on the main middle of the display is like the tower, is the quantum resonance field, and they're like, never would we do to another people what was done to us when we didn't have this. We're literally killing people to live our lives like this. The whole point of living with this tower was to let all of those things go away. Our whole lives were now different now. Like, how could we ever continue to live this way by destroying other life, alien life, on top of it? We'll have to turn it off. And you can hear like it's like that scene where they're all like, you should turn it off. Turn it off.
What other power sources are you proposing?
Right, exactly. So they just put out like you see a couple of them go over to the like digital display boards that they have, and they start to actively pull up things, and you can tell that they're making like a public broadcast.
Citizens of Hodic.
Right. Like they're gonna shut off the thing, and like that will discontinue the quantum enhancers. But like we're gonna do it at this particular time so that people have time to, get to safety essentially, because it's gonna like stop trains. It's gonna stop like everything. And then they say like what we'll do in the meantime is we have quantum reserves that don't actively pull from that layer that are stored, and we'll use that to build this technology that you guys brought to us to start working on building this other like replaceable battery thing.
Yeah.
So they're all just like doing this, and they have like a certain time where they're gonna turn it off, and then they turn to you guys and they're like, so how do you know about this?
That is a question for a different time.
And then John
And then I
beams us
beam
out.
us out. That would be awesome. That really would be awesome if we did that like canonly. That would be great.
It's up to you.
Doesn't he have to beam us in two groups too?
Yes. He can beam you all at once.
But
It
how
might
much
be-
momentum do we have?
We
to
would
use
pull
it?
momentum.
Okay,
But I
you know
also
For that, I'm gonna make you take it away because you've had multiple scene changes, so you're gonna have 5 momentum.
All right.
If you tell Jahan that you need to come back, he's not gonna question that.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Let's use our momentum to all beam out at once.
Let's do it. That would be an awesome mic drop moment.
It's gonna be great.
Okay, so John still has to roll, so that's gonna go down. It would have been a 4 because he's grabbing multiple people spread out in a building.
Yeah.
6 of them and bringing them back to one pad. Let's just have John roll engineering control, and I'll let it be difficulty 2 because the computer is still working with him.
Oh, well, I'm gonna buy an extra
Yeah.
die with that then.
Okay.
Oh, the commander could supervise.
If you want to roll our hat for command presence, that's fine to tell him he's a great
He's doing a
engineering
Great job.
officer.
I did
Command
get
engineering.
2 successes.
Pretty bow. We all beam out.
I got 1.
Okay, so 1 momentum back, Andrew.
All right.
Before everything, so Kylas, roll security insight 2, and you, Ensign, roll security insight 2.
6 and 7.
Yeah.
6,
6, 7.
Charlie would be thrilled to hear it now.
No, I roll, you know?
I have 1 success.
So you, Ensign, are looking farther down the hallway, keeping your eye on Clark, and you see Clark like gesturing. You can't quite hear him. You can see him through like the door because the door is open, and you're like looking at him, focusing. And what you, Kyla, see out of the corner of your eye is you see the commander doing something on his pad. He's doing something like in his hand as he's dematerializing. Okay?
Okay.
Now we return to the horizon. So you, Jahan, and Arhat are standing there, and you're watching slowly as you're pulling these people from another dimension. You see like shimmering kind of things, and 5 people are on the pad.
Oh no.
You see the ambassador, you see Clark, you see Kylas, you see the ensign, and you see Sova.
Mhm.
Seems that Commander Von Zenner is not on the pad.
Okay.
I would look at you guys and say, we're missing someone. Where is he?
Commander Jahan, did you see any like frequency differences there that you could pull up?
And what you see Jahan on the screen was like he was a blip in that dimension. You yoinked him. You were pulling him to the pad, and as you were materializing him on the pad, his signature did not appear on the pad. Like as he was materializing, he wasn't materializing on the pad, but you don't know where he went.
He pulled a Captain America.
And me as our hat would say, do we have any idea where he went or if he's still viable?
It doesn't seem like, from what Jahan can see on the council in front of him, it doesn't seem like he like was destroyed in transport. It wasn't like he dematerialized like to death. It just seemed like wherever his signal was being sent to be formed back into Commander Von Zenner, it didn't happen there on the pad. But where it happened, he doesn't have any idea.
Can we check and see if he like beamed right to his lab or something?
Yeah, so we'll have Sovo, you want to go over to like a wall thing and just like scan the ship?
Sure.
Science control.
We did something on his pad, but
Science control 1.
and then we got to figure it out.
I got 1 success.
So when you scan the horizon there, Sova, you see blips of him somewhere on the horizon, but it's like he's like, oh, he's on this deck. Oh, no, he's not. He's over on this deck. Oh, no, he's not. He's over on this deck. Oh, no, he's over on. That's what's happening.
But is he physical or is he like phasing?
You can't explain it. It seems like he's just appearing on different decks at different times. Yeah, so you guys don't know where the commander is. You're not getting a clear signal of him. And if you want to spend 2 momentum, we could just have Jahan stand at the council and grab your spacer thing that you took off.
I don't need it.
You're just going to leave it?
I got plenty in the workshop.
Will you return the
I do want to return the car.
like plastic currency thing?
I have no idea where that even came from.
Sure, but you could like, it's either you physically
Okay.
could have it.
So here's what we're gonna
It's
do.
a lost and found. You could leave it at.
I want John to beam the card and a note
Okay.
that says like, thanks so much for the car. You can keep my ring. Sorry about your powers. And then could you please find the owner of this credit card that we had to commandeer? I want to beam that into the car, and then I want him to beam the car and all that to back to the rental center.
If you spend 2 momentum, I can let that happen without him having to roll for all.
What are we? Didn't we burn it all, or do we still?
No,
Have...
we're still at 5. So is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
I think we're all fine with that because that basically ends the episode.
Okay.
So I think that's a good place to end it. We'll kind of leave you guys lingering with what's going on with the commander, and you get word within a few minutes that like the tower has been turned off and like the Enduxians are not being destroyed. Basically,
Nice.
you learn from Ah-Chun that they are like
Linger.
no, that like seeing you guys like physically disappear freaked them out.
Mhm.
And so they just like immediately turned everything off. So instead of it being like, oh, at 10 o'clock tonight, we'll turn everything off. It's like you guys are get back to the room and then within minutes, Ah-Chun is like, you did it. Success.
Success.
McJohnson would probably see Clark writing the note and go, "What you doing?"
Righting a few wrongs.
Oh boy, what kind of wrongs are we talking about, or don't I want to know?
That is for me and Tylus to know.
Am I able to see the note? Because McSlappy would be wondering about the ring.
Yeah, you can see that. You can keep my ring. That's like the only thing you can read on it.
Yeah, I see ring. Do you have a ring?
Not anymore.
Yeah. So we'll hang the hat there. We will pick it up next time. And that'll be during the summer.
Yes.
Yes.
Summer.
Well, late spring.
Summer loving.
And that episode will be entitled
Summer loving.
No.
What are the chances?
That'll be entitled Sick Harvest Magna.
Yeah. You guys should all know it. It's on your patch.
It's on the patch.
Means greatness from small beginnings.
So that's what next time is. We'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
Tomorrow starts with us today. Fly with the drake, strong and true. Side by side we'll break on through. Bold and brave we light the way. Tomorrow starts with us today. Light the way. Tomorrow starts with us today.